Welcome, everybody. Time to hop out of bed and get your day in motion. Pre-snap readers here. Rising Rhino and DrDelay. What's going on, Delay? Hit me.
Nothing. Nothing's really happened. Just waking up
Nothing.
and
Nothing. What a
nothing.
flipping weekend. Nothing. We're
Nothing.
just we're
Just
just
football.
zombies right now.
Yep.
You just
Just
want more
football.
football? Don't you wish you had morning football on Monday morning,
No.
like 5 a.m.?
No, that's too much.
Too much? Too
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 much.
much? We need to sleep. All right,
Yeah.
I'm out of bed. Delay's out of bed. We are rocking and rolling. The big takeaways of this weekend to start the show. The Browns beat your Packers, your Super Bowl champions of this year. The Browns.
My bad.
Man, that was crazy. That was wild. There was a blocked field goal at the end, and the Packers scored 13 points. I guess this Browns defense pretty solid. So that's my first big takeaway. How the heck did the Browns beat the Packers?
Well, I don't. Cleveland. Honestly, I mean, they have a great defense. They really do have a great defense, and they tend to play a little bit better at home. I mean, they're pretty bad everywhere, but obviously, everyone tends to play a little bit better at home. So I think just that combination was just enough for the Packers to fall. I mean, that was just kind of a disaster. But I'll have a little bit more on that game a little bit later. For me, my takeaway was that you know what? There's actually some really bad football teams. The bad teams are bad, and I should probably keep that in mind when I make some picks going forward.
Like the
AKA the
Packers?
Titans. No, think about the Titans.
Yeah.
Just the 0-3 teams they're 0-3 for a reason.
Yeah, we got a bunch of 0-3 teams and a bunch of 3-0 teams, so it's
Mhm.
pretty wild
Yeah,
already. Where the top teams are separating from the bottom teams, and they are starting to become light years apart. Um, yeah, but the other big thing from this weekend is the blocked field goals. Oh my God, how many blocked field goals did we have? We had the Browns blocking a field goal, the
hmm
Eagles blocking a couple of field
hmm
goals. I
the
think the
Jets.
Jets
Yeah,
blocked a field goal, right?
yeah, the
And
Jets.
so, like,
hmm
the special teams really came through this weekend. Also, we had like punt returns and kick returns and defensive touchdowns. We had some pick sixes, scooping scores. It was insane. A lot of
Yeah.
special teams and defense this weekend. So that was my big takeaway from week three. Anything to add on top of that?
No, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, defense all over the games that I played or watched and covered yesterday. So yeah, no, I can concur.
You concur. The doctor concurs. I think the
Or-
doctor's waking up. We need to see some jumping jacks out
Nope,
there. You gonna make it?
nothing.
Do you need a
I'll
pillow?
make it.
You gonna
Yeah, I'll
make
make
it?
it. No, I concur. I'm just chilling.
He concurs. Okay. All right, we're gonna go to the top five teams of the season where we're rising on up. Mine changed a bunch actually. Um, because I got the Packers falling out of the top five with that performance. They're still up there. They're around 6, 7, 8. So I got the Rams, Bucks, and Packers, Lions right outside the top five. Even though the Rams lost, I still believe in them, and they still look good to me. But my number one is the Bills. Like the Bills, they beat the Dolphins this Thursday. It was closer than I thought, but Josh Allen still does what he does. So I got Bills one. I have the Eagles two. They're moving up my list. They just win. It's unreal. They don't look that great yet, but I got them all the way at number two of my top five. It's crazy. They're like this year's Chiefs. They're like this year's Chiefs. Then I got the Chargers moving up to three, beating the Broncos and going 3-0 in that division. And I see them winning the division, so they're moving on up. The Ravens are 2-1, but they're my number four. They just they, they're going to be a force just like the Bills. And then number five, sneaking on in there. Let's go, Colts, top five team in the league, undefeated. Yeah, they beat the Titans, but man, they look good. So that's a quick rundown of my top five. It's Bills, it's Eagles, it's Chargers, it's Ravens, and it's Colts.
Man.
Let's hear yours.
Well, as you know, we have a committee over here that decides the top five.
Are the Bears in the top five
The
now because of the
top
committee?
five. No, I'm not the Bears guy. You're the Cowboys guy, though. So last night at the local restaurant that everyone swears is good, but in reality, it's not good because, that town really doesn't have much to offer. A group of scholars, a group of analysts,
No,
a
no, no,
group.
no. You gotta tell us what this restaurant is.
No, I
What?
can't. I can't do
No, you
that.
can't. You're not gonna
I
tell
will
us.
get
You don't
canceled.
want us to bother you. Is
I'll
that what
get
it is?
canceled by the people of this town. And a group of personalities fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to bring you the
Midnight
best
oil.
top 5 in all of YouTube sports entertainment. This is the top 5 teams in the NFL. Number 5, entering the top 5, the Buccaneers. Now, I know they kind of held on for they almost choked that one away there in Tampa. I believe the Jets scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. To almost steal that one away would have been embarrassing, especially with those creamsicle uniforms that they brought out. They looked really
Love
good.
'em.
But they did hold on to win. That's what good teams do. The Buccaneers, I think, are legit this year. They moved to 3-0. They're number 5. They're number 5 on my power ranking. Number 4, moving up a spot, is the Chargers. They looked okay yesterday. They've looked a little bit better than that. But they did get the win. A game-winning field goal as time expired. So moving on to 3-0. So they're my number 4 team. And number 3 is the Ravens. I think you said they're 2-1. I think they will be 2-1, but they are 1-1 because they have to play tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
But they probably will be 2-1. They're legit. The only team with the loss in my top 5. And I think most people would agree with that they are a top 5 team in the NFL. Number 2, the Eagles. And I'm kind of getting a little bit of a feeling here that the Eagles, I can't remember if you said it just now or I just imagined it, but you compared a team to the Chiefs. Was it the Eagles? I can't remember, but
Yes,
I
the
think
Eagles.
I was thinking this
daydreaming.
yesterday. I was thinking that the Eagles of this year are going to be the 2024 Chiefs, and what I mean by that is kind of a team they're really good, but then you kind of see that they're barely winning, and then you can kind of say, oh, they're winning in fluky ways, and then I think there's going to be a very sad ending for this team later down the road. But yeah, no, they're still winning, and that's what matters in the
I
NFL.
feel like that happened 2 years ago too, right?
For the Chiefs, it happened. Oh, I didn't even. The Eagles.
They started losing at the end, and because they were so far ahead, and then they crumbled in the playoffs against the Bucks.
Yeah, I can kind of see that happening. I can see that for happening this year as well. And then at number 1, I have the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they look really good. Took care of the Dolphins on Thursday night, and I mean, the Dolphins are bad, but the Bills are really good.
The Colts don't make it in the top 5. I thought you were going to put them 1. I was like, wow, Dr. Delay believes.
The committee did not have the Colts in the top 5, so I'm very sorry about that.
I want to know where this restaurant is. I am never going there again. I'm going to write them off.
No, trust me, it's overrated, but the people of the town will have you think otherwise.
Well, how did this restaurant? You said, "Oh, Dr. Delay, table for 13." What happened?
Yeah, no, it's table for 13. We're all just chilling, but I'm just I just think it's not that great. People of town don't agree with me. They will criticize you. They will censor you. I'm actually not even kidding. There's a local on Facebook. You'd have a group page. If you comment one negative thing about the restaurant, they're out of toilet paper. Taken down. I personally haven't had post taken out, but I've seen it happen in my own eyes. It's pretty bad. It's actually terrible. But it is what it is, That's just the way it is over here.
Crazy. So we agree on the Bills, and we agree that the Eagles are similar to the Chiefs last year. It's pretty wild. We got a bunch of things we agree on. I do like the Bucks as well. They just missed out on my top 5. The one thing I'm worried about the Bucks is that they almost blew it to the Jets. They almost blew it to the Falcons. But like you said, these good teams, they just find ways to win, like the Eagles. But that's the one thing that worries me with the Bucks. They need that Baker magic at the end all the time. And you can't lose to Tyrod Taylor and the Jets. How did that almost happen? That was insane to me. I was like, no way that the Jets are coming back. But unbelievable. All right, getting to the bottom 5. I'll let you start.
All right, the bottom 5. There's no committee for the bottom 5. So
no committee. Good. What, you run out of time at the restaurants?
No. This is me. The committee. hey, the committee's great. The committee has a great top five. Yes, the Packers obviously fell off the top five. But anyway, the fifth worst team in the NFL right now are the Texans. The Texans, I don't know what in the world happened. I mean, I did pick a new team in the AFC South when I was making my picks. I picked the Jaguars, though I didn't pick the Jaguars this week to win. I know it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. All that matters is the Texans are really bad right now. They have actually the worst offense in the league. I think they're only averaging 12 points a game, a little over 12 points a game, just under 13. They are just not good. At number, I guess 29, the fourth worst team in the NFL for me, going to be the Jets. They almost won, but almost doesn't count. Matters in horseshoes, not necessarily in the win column. Again, they almost beat the Steelers, but almost doesn't count. Almost beat the Buccaneers, but it doesn't matter. They just continue to lose. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is there. Doesn't matter who the head coach is. They just have a losing mentality. The third worst team in the NFL, the Dolphins. The Dolphins are legit bad. They are just really bad. And tell you what though, they were close.
They did. They kept it close for a
One
little while.
would
They tied it
wonder
up in the second half.
if one offsides penalty on the on a punt, or whatever was it, roughing the punter or whatever, it was 21-21 late. Just a stupid penalty. I was criticizing it. I said that was a stupid, like when it was happening right before my eyes. I'm like, they could have won that. I mean, they had a chance anyway, but very dumb. Very dumb. So I don't know why in the world they're blitzing. Anyway, they're stupid. They're bad. That's just bad. Number 31.
You heard it here.
The second worst team in the NFL, the Titans. The Titans, they looked really bad in week one. To be honest, it already escapes me who they played in week two. Let me look at it real quick. But lost to the Rams at home, which the Rams are good, but still it was by double digits. And then of course getting blown out again at home to a division opponent, not very good. Again, just another team that is picking in the top five next year. And then the worst team in the NFL by far, I think it's the Saints. I mean, just absolutely don't know what they're doing. I think Kellen Moore regrets it. I don't know why he chose the Saints. He probably thought too much of himself. But there's really nothing there. And probably the number one pick in the draft. So that's my top five worst teams in the NFL.
Top five worst teams, the bottom five in the league. All right, I will go down my list from 28 to 32. The Texans are number 28. You were saying the offense is bad. Stroud looking awful. They're not scoring points. This team is supposed to win the division. Everybody's talking about them. Stroud, man, he had that great rookie year, sophomore slump, and just slumping again here in his third year. So the Texans, they lost to the Jaguars. They scored 10 points. I got them at 28. They might not even make the playoffs. I mean, the teams that go 0-3, it's a very small chance that they make the playoffs. They go 0-4, you're just dead in the water. So Texans are on alert. They're in bad shape at 28. 29, I got the Titans right ahead of them towards the bottom, if that makes sense. Yeah. So their offense is awful. Cam Ward is bad. He is throwing like just over 50% completion percentage, which is not good. You don't want to be in that Anthony Richardson realm of 50% or worse. So that is a disaster. Cam Ward, he needs way more time. I mean, he's got a lot of potential, but these first three games are rough. I mean, I know he had the Broncos and he had the Rams defense, which are both pretty good in the league, and then that that top-notch, beast of a defense, one of the best in the league, like superpower defense Colts this past week. So, I don't think I'm exaggerating at all, but the Colts destroyed them as well. So Titans are falling down the list. They might be right behind the Saints when all said and done. Then I got the Dolphins right there. Man, maybe it's just the Colts are making all these teams look bad because the Colts are just so good. Maybe, I don't know, probably. But Dolphins, oof, it's a rough watch to watch these teams. I'm finding teams. These are teams I'm finding a way to go out of my way to not cover these games. I don't want to cover these games. I don't want to watch them. I don't think anybody else wants to watch them. So when I'm picking streams to pick outside the Colts, and I'm trying not to choose these teams. So if the Colts play them, I'm just like, oh crap. I don't want to cover this game. Nobody wants to watch. So Dolphins are at 30. Then I got the Giants. The Giants falling down the list at 31. Man, Russell Wilson's bad, really bad. We'll take a deep dive into that a little bit in a little while. But man, wow. So the main issue with these teams is they don't have quarterbacks, and Russell Wilson is pushing for Dart very, very soon. So I'll get to that a little bit more. But the Chiefs, like they had a chance to be the Chiefs, and the Giants looked awful. Anyway, we'll get to that soon. And the Saints, of course, on the bottom. Oh my God, they're just horrible, horrible. They can't do anything offensively, defensively, special teams. It's the trifecta of disaster. That is the Saints falling to the bottom. The Bears just missed it for me. They were number 27 on my list, and the Jets were about 26, 27. So they didn't make the bottom 5, but they will have a chance to sneak back in very soon with how they're playing. So,
no, not bad. I think though, again, the Giants with how they played in week 2, almost. I mean, again, almost doesn't count, but they were very. I mean, 37 points. I just can't see any of those bottom 5 teams doing it. And then last night, I really strongly believe if they had a kicker the entire game, I mean it really changed how they played once they got into the Chiefs side of the field. So I don't know. I think with the kicker, that game is a 1-score game, and it could have went either way. But that's
the Chiefs not playing well either. But the Giants. They played it was the Cowboys in week 2. The Cowboys.
I know.
How bad is that defense?
I know. I'm just saying. I mean, I can't see the Texans. They look terrible. They only have 38 points the whole year. The Jets, again, I can't see any of these teams scoring 37 points. I just can't do it. So that's why I gave them a little bit more respect. I mean, I'm not saying they're not bad. They are bad, but I'm not saying I can't say they're bottom 5. Especially, if they make a quarterback change, then all of a sudden they're probably out of that conversation because Dart looked really good in preseason. But, I guess
preseason is preseason. We're going to studs and duds. We'll start with our studs. Anybody that stands out, teams or players that looking good to you, Dr. Delay?
Well, I remember last
Nope, don't
week.
say it. Nope, you're not saying
last week, you put a quarterback spotlight on somebody. Nope. I said, this guy's going to have a really good game. I'm not saying I'm a Caleb Williams guy, but I'm saying, yeah, he's going to have a really good game. And I got a lot of pushback from you guys, got a lot of pushback from the people in the chat. So I'd like to hear some apologies. Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Lay. I wasn't aware you're always right, but you're always right. Caleb Williams popping off when he needed to. I told you. He was going to have a great game. Not saying he's a great quarterback.
First time in his career.
It was just lining up. It was all lining up for him. 19 for 28, 98 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He popped
against the Cowboys' terrible defense. Where's Skip Bayless?
I guess we forgot. I guess everyone here forgot that the Cowboys have a bad defense. Sorry, I saw it happening. It happened.
Do you think Caleb's going to keep doing this? He's not.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he popped off this. I'm just saying. I told you it was going to happen. It happened. He's my number 1 guy this week because of that, backing me up. Thank you, Caleb. The only time I'll probably rely on you the entire season, Caleb. But yeah,
it
good
better
stuff.
Be because
he definitely popped off and did well.
There's a lot of trick plays.
Probably the only time. A lot
of trick plays. They confused the Cowboys. Unreal.
It doesn't take much to confuse you can line up in the I formation and just, whoa, what the heck?
Go like Army, that the game you covered, Army, just run the ball and that's it.
The wing triple option, that was actually really fun to cover.
That's what they were doing, triple options.
Caleb is he's one of my studs this week. So do I keep going? I honestly forgot if we go back and forth here. I think
Ben Johnson, I guess, dialing up some trick plays for Caleb to get him to play well because, man, oh man, how many more games is it going to take for Caleb Williams to throw 4 touchdowns? Might take him another 3 games to get there.
Not disagreeing.
All right,
I
so
just
Caleb
yeah.
Williams, you called it. He destroyed the Cowboys defense. I think that says a lot more about the Cowboys defense than
No,
it does about Caleb
I
Williams.
completely agree. I'm just saying I got a lot of
Yeah, no,
pushback. A
I'm
lot
just
of
saying I'm not saying against you, but
yeah,
I'm just saying that wow, that Cowboys like making Russell Wilson look good and making Caleb Williams
yep.
look good. That is no
They're
easy
bad.
task.
They're
That's pretty
bad.
bad. Pretty bad. Um, so my stud is this guy. Let's go. We got a hat trick of touchdowns. JT, boom, had 102 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. He had 146 yarder. Was pretty sweet, breaking a few tackles and taking it to the house. He had a slow first half, JT, but he turned down the second half, ran over the Titans. I know it's the Titans, but man, the Titans actually had a decent a decent run defense, I think. But he was able to turn it on in the second half. Over 100 yards again. He is still the leading rusher in the league, separating himself from everybody else. As long as he stays healthy, the Colts are going to be great. But JT, top-notch performer, 3 touchdowns on the ground. He is a beast of a running back, possibly a sneaky offensive player of the year. So we'll keep an eye on that. So I know there's plenty of other players doing well, Puka Nacua and others. But if the Colts win the playoffs, JT, watch out.
No, yeah. He was actually. I was going to pick him. I'm like, well, I know Rhino's going to pick him, so I went ahead and did not pick him for my stud. So yeah, very solid, 3 touchdowns. That's always a great performance whenever it happens, especially of course for a running back receiver. So my second stud, and it's kind of a boring pick because, well, he's been a stud pretty much every single game. Josh Allen, I know it was on Thursday night, but 22 for 28, 213 yards. Didn't really have to do much through the air. That's less than 10 yards completion. Not really great, but again, still a very efficient, very solid performance. 3 touchdowns in the win against Miami. Again, a Miami team that looked a lot better. That was probably their best game of the year, to be honest with you, so far anyway. But yeah, again, he's looking really good and very interested to see how far the Bills can go. Again, I think this is the year for the Bills. I'll mention that again. I think it's still Bills-Packers. I understand what happened to the Packers, but I still think it's those 2 teams at the end of the year. So, yeah, Josh Allen, stud number 2 for me.
Yep. Josh Allen, you can pick him almost every every week this year. And yes, Jonathan Taylor is number 28 Marshall Faulk Award for the Colts, but only for a few years as he went into the Hall of Fame for the Rams. They're 13. But, yeah, I agree. Josh Allen, he's a beast. More often than not, he's going to be your stud of the week. It's going to be a lock. Like him and Josh Allen. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I can speak in the morning. I'm awake. But yeah, that guy, he's unstoppable. I was worried that he kept it close with the Dolphins, but yeah, so we could just talk about Josh. We could have just a whole show of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, just talk about how great they are and fill in an hour easily on their highlights and crazy moves, crazy plays. But my second stud was Caleb Williams. I
That's pretty
watched some
funny.
of those trick plays. I'm like, what in the world's going on?
Yeah.
But it looked like even if the Cowboys had like a 12th defender, 13th defender out there, they just looked like chickens without their heads, just running around. And Caleb's like, this is easy. This is great. And I want to see what Caleb does next week. Who do the Bears play next week? You know offhand?
I do not.
Man.
Give me
I'll look
20
that
seconds.
up. But Caleb Williams next week,
The
he's
Raiders.
going to disappoint. The Raiders? Oh, man. If he has
He
another good week,
he might have
think
another
he's
good
an MVP.
Well, the media, yeah, for sure. They'll definitely do that. I actually do. I don't really have another stud. I do have a shout out though to Trey Tucker. He was just kind of a no-name receiver for the Raiders this week. 8 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I don't know if you'll ever have that performance again, but what a performance to have. I don't think many receivers have ever had that. So yeah, 3 touchdowns, 145 yards. Great performance there. Obviously, it was a huge loss for the Raiders.
Yeah, the Commanders smashed him.
But yeah, just shout out Trey Tucker. I don't know if I'll ever mention you again, but it was a pleasure to mention your name, sir. So shout out to you, Trey Tucker.
Probably not. Probably not. All right, we will hop to buy sell for a few questions, and then we'll recap all the games. Welcome
Okay,
in,
well,
Mister.
I got 3 overreactions, though I did see one in the chat I might get to. That was
Uh
pretty good.
oh.
So overreaction, that's what I do. I do an overreaction thing. Okay, so last year, this team was a team that I would say overachieved, made the playoffs, and a lot of people were just really excited for the potential growth of this young team. This year, they have disappointed. They have been a disaster. They don't know what they're doing. The Broncos are going to miss the playoffs, buy or sell.
I'm selling. I'm selling that. The Broncos will make the playoffs. There's a difference between the top teams and the bottom teams, and the Broncos they shut down Herbert. I mean, he still came through, but he did not look great against that Broncos defense. They're still going to hang on. Bo Nix is still going to do his thing. He's an above average quarterback. I like the Broncos. They just ran into a couple of tough teams. I mean, the Colts, a playoff team, Chargers going to win the division. So they played both of them close. It came down to a field goal back-to-back weeks for the Broncos. I still see them making it because the Chiefs also going to be a wild card. That division's loaded, and we're starting to see these other teams crumbling, and the Broncos are going to gobble all of them up and crush them. They're going to crush them. So Sean Payton knows what to do. Great coach. I am selling. The Broncos will make the playoffs. It's going to go Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs. I'm worried about the Chiefs more than the Broncos. That's what I'm worried about.
Ooh.
So sell that. Broncos make the playoffs.
So I am buying that. I think they missed the playoffs. I had them missing the
What?
playoffs actually. I had them missing the playoffs actually before the year, and it stays the same right
Really?
now.
I didn't know that. Holy crap.
Yes. Yeah. No, I never. I should release the actual.
Nah, probably
Anyway.
not.
But yeah. So anyway, yeah, they're gonna miss it. So to me, what I saw yesterday was a team they had a very solid 5 minutes of football. They said they had a really good last 2 minutes in the second quarter, really good first few minutes of the third quarter, scoring immediately with J.K. Dobbins, and then the fumble recovery, sending him up inside like the 30, I think, on the kickoff.
Yeah.
But they really threw that game away as well. I also believe they should have went for, there was a 4th and inches at their own 30.
Yeah,
Even if the Chargers, if they stop them there, you would still have plenty of time. I think that was coaching that was just a coaching terrible decision by Peyton. And again, like I said, they only really looked good for 5 minutes of that game. So no, to me, they got outplayed. They were very lucky to be in that game the entire time. The Chargers, Herbert was missing his throws. He was wildly inaccurate. That's not really going to happen every week. So I think the Chargers, again, I think they're just much better than the Broncos. Broncos to me are bad. Broncos to me are.
Defense is good. All right. So if you're going to say the Broncos are going to miss the playoffs, who's going to take their spot? Who's going to do Steelers? Your Steelers going to take their spot?
I don't know. I just know that there's plenty of football left, and I don't buy the Broncos. I'm sorry.
Well, who else do you see rising up then?
There's a lot of
the
teams.
Jaguars. You believe in the Jaguars?
The Jaguars. I have the Jaguars winning the division for the AFC
Jaguars
South.
winning the division. Okay.
Well, who do they have? Okay. Who's in that division? I can't think of any team that's actually.
So then you have the Colts as a playoff team, though. Wild card.
I mean, they could in theory if they keep it up. If they keep it up, the Colts can actually keep.
Because they do have the tiebreaker now. They beat them.
So, but yeah, I just don't buy the Broncos. I'm sorry, just can't do it. Can't do it.
Can't buy the Broncos. Wow, missing the playoffs. You're gonna. If I tell that to people in my school, they're gonna yell at me. Holy crap!
Well, they can weep and cope.
Here's a weird one. Buy, sell. The Seahawks being a playoff team in the NFC.
Ooh, man, I don't. It's still early. I'm gonna sell because it's early. They have looked really good. They obviously blew out the Saints yesterday, and they
blew them out.
They really manhandled the Steelers in week 2. I think the Seahawks are not bad. I can't. I just think it's too early, and I don't really have much. I never really had faith in Sam Darnold. I understand he had a great year last year, but I still can't buy Sam Darnold, and I can't buy the Seahawks. Too many good teams just in that division. The Niners 3-0. The Rams almost were 3-0. Again, almost doesn't count, only in horseshoes. And the Cardinals are 2-1 as well. Almost beat the Niners yesterday.
Should have beat the
as
Niners.
well. So I just think just in their own division they got a lot of competition. I'm selling. I can't buy.
Selling.
It's too early.
I'm selling the Seahawks too. They won 44-13 over the Saints. They beat the Steelers. These teams to me are nobodies. The Saints are really bad. I don't like that division either. I'm not believing in the Niners or Cardinals or the Seahawks. I believe in the Rams. The Cardinals and the Niners. Oh man, I'm glad I didn't cover that game. Didn't watch that game. It was like 6-6 for like so long, and then they finally got touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and then there was a safety and a field goal for the win. Like awful. But Seahawks, no, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be in the bottom of that division. Still have them at the bottom. I just think the 2-1 start's a little bit of a fluke, and I am selling. They're gone.
No, yeah, again, completely agree. I have no idea what the heck. What did I write here? I apologize. All right, tell you what. This is what we'll.
I'll
this
drop
is
the
what we'll
next
do.
one if you.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm trying to
all right, so buy, sell. We'll go with Mac Jones being a good quarterback in the system for the Niners.
Mac Jones. I mean, he's 2-0. But he really didn't have a good game yesterday, so I'm going to sell. I just can't buy Mac Jones again. It's just really all downhill. I mean, really since his rookie year. I mean, he's been just not very good. I'm happy for him though. I know he looked really relieved at the end of that game whenever they had the game winner. So I'm happy for him.
I am not happy for him. He was a Patriot. No love for Mac Jones.
It's a different Patriots team after the Brady era. I can't hate
the
Patriots.
Good.
They're adorable. They're an adorable little team up there in Foxborough. That's what I see.
Adorable.
Adorable. They're so adorable. They're trying so hard to be like the old Patriots, but no, I have to sell. Mac. I'm sorry. He's a good backup. He's a good backup. Yeah.
He sucks. He's the worst. It's the system for the Niners. I believe that. I've been watching these quarterbacks for years. These Jimmy Garoppolo to Brock Purdy to Mac Jones. I just think they run a good system for the quarterbacks, put them in great situations, great defense. It's like the same 49ers team every year. Average quarterback play looks better than average, and it's really not. Mac Jones, not that good. The world is going to crumble for him soon. Niners not making the playoffs. I'm selling Mac Jones. They need Purdy back. He's a bunch better. But the Niners are probably my most overrated 3-0 team. They don't look good. Of course, they have injuries, but they are not winning the division. It's still going to be the Rams. They're definitely more powerful than the Niners. When the Niners play a legit team, you're going to see how bad they look. The Niners and the Cardinals, I'm falling down on the Cardinals too. Disappointing. Even Marvin Harrison Jr. dropped the pass. But anyway, Mac Jones, trash.
All right. That's fair. I don't know. I disagree. I think the Niners are good, but no, as far as Mac Jones, yeah, he's a good backup to have. Okay, so I kind of deciphered a little bit of what I wrote last night. Again, I was exhausted.
Well, so doctors have bad handwriting. I get it.
We do. I have. Yeah, it's terrible. Okay, so this team last year had a surprisingly good year. Switched quarterbacks. The new quarterback didn't really look all that great, so they had a backup come in, and hey, they looked really good. I'm saying possibly, the Vikings should start Carson Wentz the entire year. Just leave JJ on the bench. What do you think there?
Oh my God, starting all year. I'm gonna sell that. Selling Carson Wentz. I think he should start the next bunch of games. He should start a lot of games. Give JJ McCarthy more time. But Wentz is who he is. He's past his prime, if he even had a prime. It was a okay, short-lived prime, I guess, helping the Eagles get to that Super Bowl that was won by Nick Foles. But when was it? Was that 2017? Jeez. Was it that long ago? Jeez Louise. But anyway, let Carson Wentz take over for, 5-6 weeks. And then after they're going to miss the playoffs, you might as well throw in J.J. McCarthy and give him plenty of playing time. But J.J. McCarthy does look lost, so you got to give him more time. It looks bad. He only looked good against the Bears defense in that fourth quarter. Otherwise, those other 7 quarters were so bad for J.J. McCarthy. So start Wentz for a little while, not the whole season. What do you think?
I mean, I say go, and I say start him until he just until the Vikings start losing. He wasn't really impressive himself. I think he was like 14 for 20, 100 and something yards, not too crazy. But again, if you rally behind the guy, if you look good, I mean, 40, well, what was the score? 48-10. Again, most of those were, well, not most of them, but some of them, some of them were defensive scores. But hey,
A bunch of them,
that's I mean, that's really good. You got to go with the hot hand. You got jobs on the line. Vikings, of course. I don't know. I don't really know how I think of them. I didn't really think of them highly entering the year. But they're 2-1, and I say go with the guy that's leading your team to points. That's just me.
Yeah, points. You kind of need points in football.
You need points.
All right, my last one. Oh, you got one more?
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Buy, sell. The Texans missing the playoffs. They're 0-3.
I buy that. I had that originally, and it's kind of not going how I thought it would, but it's going. Yeah, it's going pretty bad for the Texans. Like I said earlier, they're in my top 5 power list rankings, and they are.
Crumbling.
They have no offense. 38 points through 3 games. I mean, it's pretty much like
Colts scored 41 yesterday.
It's tragic. It's tragic what's happening there in Houston. Losing again to a team in Jacksonville they just have owned for the last decade. So that's a sign of bad things to come. And they're 0-3 for a reason. They're bad. CJ Stroud seemingly has indeed regressed. I was like, well, I don't know. I think it was more just overblown. But he is going down. The offensive line in Houston is also terrible as well. So it is also on them. But yeah, they look bad. I don't know if they can fix it this year. But all of a sudden, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if DeMeco Ryans were on the hot seat. I mean, I thought he was a great rookie coach, but all of a sudden, it's like, well, what happened? The development of C.J. Stroud has went. It's backwards, developing backwards. So I would say I buy the Texans missing the playoffs.
I buy it as well. I guess everybody's got tape on C.J. Stroud, and they just know how to shut him down. And he looks awful. Bad news. Texans 0-3. The Jaguars may be a sneaky playoff pick. The Colts probably going to win the division. I'm believing in them. But the Jaguars won 17-10. The close one, even though Trevor Lawrence not looking good either. He's like with Stroud. They're not growing. They're not getting better. They're supposed to be moving up the list as like rising stars as quarterback, and we're not seeing it. We're just not seeing it. We're believing that they're going to do well. There's like hope. There's all talk. And everybody at the restaurants talking about them. At the gas station, they're talking about these guys, but they're not performing. It's like they ate the gas station shrimp, and they just can't play. And they should be in the bathroom in the toilet because they are stinking up the place. It's awful. These guys are not playing well. They are crapping out. Do they need to get a new quarterback? Do the Texans need to redraft a quarterback?
I can't
say that. The Jaguars, give them more time?
I can't say that, but there's definitely there's a problem. There's a problem. Again, you want to try to refine that magic of his rookie year. But again, they say their sophomore slump's a reason, and we're in year 3 now. And you got to this is when you're supposed to start, winning, because then your rookie contract's going to come to an end. They're going to pay you a bunch of money, and you're going to have even worse talent around you. So you got to get it going now. So I'm going to switch out one. I really liked what someone had said earlier. So shout out Trisk13. Buy or sell or overreaction? Let's just go with overreaction. So do you buy that all the teams that are currently 3-0 will make the playoffs? Buy or sell that? All the 3-0 teams are making the playoffs.
All the 3-0 teams making the playoffs.
So that's Bills, that's Eagles, that's Buccaneers, that's Chargers, Colts, and the 49ers. Those are the 3-0 teams.
I'm going to say almost all of them make it. I say the Niners don't make the playoffs. I say the Niners, out of all those teams, miss the playoffs. There's a chance they sneak in at 7, but I think the other teams are looking pretty good, and they're doing things well, but The Niners, I'm not seeing it. Mac Jones, I mean, well, how long is Purdy going to be out? They said 2 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's 2 already. So if he goes another 3 weeks with Mac Jones, I mean, I'd have to look at the schedule. If they could steal more wins with Mac Jones, I guess there's a chance just because they're finding ways to win, but they do not look good. And if they do make the playoffs, they are out real quick. They are going to lose. They're not winning a playoff game. I don't see it. McCaffrey's holding his team together. So yeah, I'm going to sell that, and Niners miss the playoffs.
I'm also going to sell. It's not because of the Niners. It's because of a team that you might know very well. The Colts. No, the Niners to me are legit. They have a great defense.
The Colts? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, the Niners to me are fine. I mean, they just, again, I'm not saying the Seahawks are great, but they held the Seahawks to 10 points, and then the Seahawks would go on to score 31 in Pittsburgh and then 44 yesterday against the Saints. So the Seahawks might have a legit offense. I just, again, I don't know. But no, I still, the Colts, we'll get more into that. Well, I mean, I can go into them now. That's fine with me. So look at who they've beaten. They're combined, 1-8. Their teams that they've played. So they beat the powerhouse Dolphins. I think they were in your bottom 5. They beat the powerhouse Titans. I believe they were in your bottom.
Because the Colts put them there.
And then the only reason they beat the Broncos was because of a phantom leverage call. Very, very much unfortunate for the Broncos. My poor hearts to your students out there in Colorado. They're just horrible. The evil referees. The Rhinos. I can't believe it. Just breaking those kids' hearts. Unfortunate, but yeah, no, the Colts have played nobody, and when they play somebody, they're going to get punched in the mouth, and they're going to come crashing down.
They got the Rams next week.
They play the Rams.
Yep.
Ooh,
in Los Angeles.
Good luck with that.
You're going to be against the Colts again, and you're going to lose again for the 4th straight week on the Colts pick.
Good luck with that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I'm selling though. Yeah, I need to see more. I need to see more from the Colts.
Yeah, you're going to be saying this all the way to week 18. You're going to be like, I need to see more. They're not going to do it in the playoffs.
Oh, in week 18, I'll be like, hey, remember when they were 3-0? They're 6-11 now. They're 6-10 now. That'll be fun.
Man, oh man, they beat the Broncos. They played them well. The Broncos are going to be a playoff team. Well, I guess you don't have them as a playoff team because the Colts beat them. Colts are just going to knock everybody out. Crazy. Excuse me.
We'll see.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to keep seeing. Man. All right. We're going to go through the weekend recap. We got 17 minutes. I think this was right on the button from Thursday with the weekend recap. Well, actually, the preview. But we'll go through the Dolphins and the Bills. We'll start from the Thursday night game. And the Bills won 31-21. Oh, I'll mention my picks. It was awful. Man, what a crazy week with the blocked field goals to upsets. I went 8-7 this week. How did you do?
Oh, really? I went 10-5. Okay, it was really rough in the morning, the early window. By the time it ended, I was 5-5. I'm like, oh man, this is going to be rough. I got to go perfect on the way. And yeah, I ended up. I have yet to miss a game since the early window games have concluded. But yes, 10-5. So I'm 33-14 on the year, so looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that.
Now I think we're tied with our picks. I went 8-7. The Niners won the game at the end. That was crazy. That cost me. And what was the other one? There was the Patriots beat the Steelers. The Patriots lost to the Steelers. Oh, my Rams pick was so good, which we'll get to in a little while. That is just ridiculous. So losing my Cardinals and Niners pick made me so mad because I thought those were solid and they didn't win. But anyway, Dolphins, Bills. The Bills won by 10. This was way back on Thursday night. Feels like ages ago. Josh Allen's so good. He comes through. Dolphins made it close. They're scoring more points. They didn't look as bad as they did against the Colts. But the Dolphins had a chance against the Patriots. They had a chance against the Bills, but lost. No chance against the Colts. Bills, dominant. Josh Allen, MVP, might get back-to-back. We'll see what Lamar Jackson has to say. What do you think?
Yeah, like most of us probably picked the Bills to win. So that was an easy one there. But like I said earlier, the Dolphins had a chance just to who knows what would have happened. It was 21-21. They're punting away with about 10 minutes left to go. And then just an absolutely stupid, who in the world ordered the punt block? Like, why in the world? The momentum is with the Dolphins at that point, and you pretty much just killed the whole game. So very dumb. I hate stupid. Oh, I hate stupid coaching. I hate stupid decisions by the players as well. So yeah, no, that's just unbelievably bad. The Dolphins are. So no, yeah. Bills look good again. They look like they are the cream of the crop as far as the AFC. So next game, I believe, was the Packers-Browns on my list. I think most of us got that one wrong.
Somebody picked him as their Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
I won't mention anybody's name, but the Browns, unbelievable. How did they win that game 13-10 or they block a field goal? I think they blocked a field goal, right? Or they miss it. It was a blocked field goal, and then the Browns win at the end after that, 13-10. Oh, my God. The Packers didn't do anything. How does this offense, Jordan Love and this team, is supposed to be so good? And I was checking earlier in the game. Kraft had like one catch for like a few yards. I'm like, what? It's been 3 quarters. Where is this guy? This guy's supposed to be the leading receiver. And the Packers lose. It's great. I love it. Maybe the Lions just keep on taking over. If the Lions take down the Ravens tonight, which would be shocking fashion, it's going to be a fight to see who wins that division. But, man, that's a laugher. The Packers sticking up the place against the Browns.
It's not a fight. The Packers are still the best team in that division. I understand they lost to the Browns, but the Browns' defense is legit. The Browns' defense has yet to allow like over 250 yards a game. I mean, they are very good. The Packers just couldn't move the ball. The even the Ravens last week, they put 41 points, only had 230 yards. Unbelievable. And then week 1, the Bengals only had 170 yards against the Browns. The Browns defense is legit. It just couldn't bounce their way in that one. Again, that to me is just that's a game that you can just toss to the side. That won't happen again for the Packers. They are a legit defense.
Happen again?
Legit team.
Until next week.
No. Packers are fine, but again, we all missed that one. So yeah, hats off to Cleveland. One of the few wins they're going to get this year, as they limp to a 4-13 record. But yeah, congratulations, Cleveland, on your win. Next game is the Vikings and the Bengals. I got that one right. Did not think it would be a 38-point game, but it was 48-10. The Bengals looked terrible without Burrow. And the Vikings, without McCarthy, looked amazing. So we'll see what happens going forward. Again, I think they should just go with the hot hand. I don't know. McCarthy just hasn't looked good. So again, you don't want to risk wins. There's only 17 games. You don't want to just throw away games there because you're trying to develop a guy for the future. That might not actually be the guy for the future, because again, missing that 1 year is huge. But yeah, I mean, the Vikings look good. So they may be a playoff team going forward.
The Bengals bad. The Vikings they do have a chance to make the playoffs. I would have them over the Niners if they make it. Still undecided on the Vikings. The quarterback situation scares me. They won 48-10, but wow, it was like defense and special teams. Isaiah Rodgers, the ex-Colt, had a pick 6. He had a scoop and score where he punched it out, recovered it for another touchdown. I think he had another forced fumble. That guy, Isaiah Rodgers, Defensive Player of the Week by far with his touchdowns. And he was just all over the place, destroying the Bengals and crushed them. That Vikings team, I'm going to have to talk to my brother-in-law down at the restaurant and the gas station, see how he feels about the Vikings. But that's going to be a roller coaster team. Watch out, because the Bengals, they were 2-0, right? And they were overrated. And I'm glad they lost, because they're not that good. They're not going to go anywhere in the division. They could be in the bottom, with the Browns going to surprise people with that defense. The Bengals, Burrow,
I don't know. I don't know about all that about the Browns. But
the Bengals said they have no offense.
Again, the Bengals still beat the Browns week 1, so that's something that has to be accounted for.
Oh, well, that was a close one at the end, but that was with Burrow, right?
Well, I understand, but they still, regardless, the Browns are the Browns.
Next game,
the only fan base, by the way, to get offended by their own name, by the way, that was a legit thing that happened. All right, so the Steelers and the Patriots. You go ahead first.
You watch this game, so I'm going to concede to you on this. But when I was watching the highlights of primetime last night, it seemed like a dud of a game, and the Steelers did win by 7, but There was a couple turnovers in the red zone by the Patriots. There was an interception they threw in the end zone by May, unreal, and then there was a fumble at the goal line by the Patriots. So this could have easily swung the other way, and yeah, I'm shocked that the Steelers won, but the turnovers in the red zones will kill you every time, and that's why the Patriots lost that one. But you have more insight since you covered that game.
Yeah, I picked the Patriots to win. The Steelers hadn't won there since 2008. Again, that was against Matt Castle. Before that, in regulation, I had to look this up. So apparently they have won there in overtime multiple times, but in regulation, it wasn't since 1972. So this is the first time since 1972 that they beat the starting quarterback in regulation. Crazy, but yeah, terrible. The Steelers were lucky to be a part of that, to win that game. They had 5 turnovers, forced 5 turnovers, and yet just couldn't do anything with it. The Patriots were driving, just could not convert again. Interceptions, fumbles. You heard it there. I was very disappointed with the results. I mean, well, not with the result, with the play. With the result, I'm happy we won. That's a place we usually lose, so that's pretty neat, but very disappointed. The Steelers. Yeah, I don't really have much faith in them, but hopefully it's still just early and we can.
How was the offensive line in Aaron Rodgers?
Offensive line still, again, a struggle. The first drive looked good, and they looked really good opening up holes in the running lane. Rodgers only threw 1 pass on the first drive, but after that, it just seemed like, they stopped blocking. No more lanes for
We're done. We're done.
Yeah, that was it. So they clocked out after the first drive. They're very disappointing, but they're 2-1. I can't be upset with the record. I can just be upset with how they are. So, all right. So the Rams, Eagles, I got this one right, and I knew they were going to win based off the block. I mean, the block field goal, I had that one drawn up. That's how they're going to win, and knew it happened, and just saw it. So, yeah, I'm awesome. I know. The Eagles just keep winning again. Like I said, they're going to be the 2024 version of the Chiefs, just barely squeaking out these wins, fluky wins, but they're still really good. They're still going to go really far. I just foresee a very, very sad ending if you're an Eagles fan here. I don't know if there are, but I just think that they are a team that will have a very, I don't know, they're going to get blown out, I think. Whenever they lose, it's going to be a bad loss at the end of the year. I really believe that.
Yeah, the Rams look good. I think they were up by 19 in 1 point before. Excuse me. Voice is still not fully back. They were dominating. The Rams are dominating, and then it took everything and some for the Eagles to come back and win that game, which is wild. They blocked 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. 2 field goals, not 1, but 2. Other teams won by missed block field goals, and it took the Eagles 2 block field goals. Hurts was terrible in the beginning, in the first half, and then he turned it on in the second half to win that game, throwing it to A.J. Brown, finally doing well. Like, I don't understand. I guess they just have that it factor. Like we were talking before, it's just what's happening with the Chiefs. They're winning these close games. So now they won 3 one-score games. They the Cowboys defense is so bad, and Jalen Hurts couldn't do anything against it. And they barely beat the Cowboys. So they won 3 one-score games already. This usually doesn't hang on for all season or multiple seasons. So they're going to crash and burn, but right now I have them in my top 5 as the second-ranked team. But, man, they needed everything to beat those Rams. But I think the Rams are really good, though. But I'm more worried about them barely beating the Cowboys on opening night. So I can't believe it. I'm shocked. I took the Rams, and they had it. They were running away with it. But I guess they had to set up for some field goals.
26-7 at one point. So 26 unanswered for the Eagles to win that one.
I don't know what happened. The Eagles defense must have clamped down and got the win. Unreal.
Just how I drew it up when I was picking them all. So, yep. All right, Jets, Buccaneers. Again, the Jets almost rallied to beat the Buccaneers, with the Buccaneers moving to 3-0. I got that one right. I'm sure most people did pick the Buccaneers. Yep. And, again, I think the Buccaneers are legit. I understand they have some close wins. But, again, the Falcons did sweep the Buccaneers last year. That should be noted as well. And I don't know. I just have a lot of, I don't know. I'm very optimistic with how the Buccaneers look now. You could argue they have beaten nobodies, but again, they went to the playoffs last year, and they're 3-0 this year. So again, that does say that's something to me, and I think they're destined for some good things this year for the Buccaneers. In the NFC South, there's really no competition, so they're pretty much, I think. I mean, you can say they're a lock for the playoffs.
No competition. They already beat the Falcons. They'll probably beat them again. The Falcons looking even worse, which we'll cover in a few minutes. Baker comes through in the third quarter, looking good. He does just what he needs to. The shocking thing with the Buccaneers is Ibuka, the rookie. He is playing phenomenal. Phenomenal football. I wasn't a believer in him. I was worried about him turning to the NFL and looking good, but I was wrong. And he is lights out. He is quite the compliment. And it seems like Evans is declining a little, but they got Ibuka rising on up, so that's good. And they'll have McMillan back in a couple weeks, I think. He's on the IR for 4 weeks. I don't know. I got to check that update on injury. But if he comes back too, it's only going to make Baker and this offense more dangerous. So watch out.
Yeah, no, and again, I like Baker, so I'll be honest there. But yeah, they are good. All right, next game up on the list, the Raiders versus the Commies, Commanders, Redskins, football team, whatever you want to call them, and Washington blowing out the Raiders just 41-24. Believe it or not, Geno Smith actually had a very good day statistically. I don't know if it was all stat padding or whatnot, but
had to be. They were getting wiped out.
3 touchdowns, 200-something yards, 280 yards or something.
He's
very
the new
good.
Dak Prescott's.
Okay, so Geno Smith is the new Dak Prescott. But yeah, very, very solid. I think the Commies are a team to watch out for. Again, I really didn't think they would be good this year, to be honest with you. I thought they kind of overachieved last year, and then we're going to see them kind of regress. But so far, so good. 2-1. You can't really complain. The Raiders are just bad. I felt that way before the season, and I feel this way now. I don't know why in the world. Again, another team that, believe it or not, when I was posting this on TikTok, that I just got a bunch of hate. Oh, the Steelers, the Raiders are going to be so good. They got Pete Carroll. They got Geno Smith. They got Ashton Jenny. Well, you're 1-2 and you look terrible. So I don't really understand what the yapping's all about there in Las Vegas.
I like the Raiders offense for fantasy because they're going to be down by so many points, and that's basically what happened this week. So I like their offense. They can do things in the second half, but their defense is horrendous. I mean, geez Louise. Mariota had 207 yards passing a touchdown, but basically they can't stop the run. They had McNichols with a touchdown. Mariota ran for a touchdown. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, JCM, with a touchdown. They can't stop the run. 201 yards on the ground. The Raiders' defense bad, and you got to win in the trenches, and the Raiders can't do that. So they're terrible.
No, I completely concur. I'm seeing we're almost close to the 2-minute warning here. So
2-minute warning.
Do really quickly here. Jaguars over the Texans. I got that one wrong. So this is a stretch of games where I got wrong. Jaguars, again, they're my pick of the AFC South, and they look really good. 2-1. Texans look really bad. They don't have any offense. Only put up 10 points at Jacksonville. Jacksonville just doing enough to win. That's usually a game they lose. Again, they hadn't won in Jacksonville since 2018 against the Texans come to the town. Texans own the Jacksonville. Jaguars in Jacksonville. They get a win. What say you?
I wouldn't say the Jaguars look good. They won in the end, 17-10. The Texans are just bad. I took the Texans, but I wanted the Jaguars to win because I want the Texans to just crumble, and they are, so it's great. But I had to go with the data. But that was the beginning of the year data because the Texans are just falling down. Stroud is crumbling. That team is bad. It's sad to see. But for other people, not me, I love it. So the Jaguars climbing up, but I don't believe in Trevor Lawrence. His QBR was towards the bottom too, but still able to win because he's just better than Stroud. It's mind-boggling. So yeah. I'm glad to see it's Texans not going to make the playoffs, I don't think, unless there's a resurgence of C.J. Stroud. Moving on. Colts.
All right, we got Titans. Colts, Titans. I mean, yeah, we're 3-0, blah, blah, blah. You beat the Dolphins, man. You beat the freaking Titans. You guys haven't beat anybody. Congratulations. Congratulations, though. Yeah, you did. You're 3-0. That's honestly great. I'll be happy for you, Rhino, but I still don't think much of the team forward. But yeah, it was just a blowout. I was wrong. Picked the Titans in an upset. They upset me.
You're going to keep going against the Colts.
The only thing upset was me yesterday. The Titans look bad.
All Colts all the time. You want a detailed breakdown of that game, go check out Horseshoe Blues and News, where I recap that whole game in detail. Colts crushed them.
Next up, we have the Panthers Falcons. Panthers. I mean, I was wrong on this one. 30-0 over the Falcons.
This was a
Michael
lock.
Penix.
This was supposed to be a lock.
This was Penix was one of my duds. 18 for 36, 172, 2 picks. I mean, that is bad. So Penix needs to get it together, and that's concerning. You can't do this against the Panthers. So I don't know what in the world to really say other than the Panthers have the same record as the Falcons. Falcons might be bad. Who knows? I don't know.
That's what I missed before. The duds. I think we skipped the duds. We just went studs. My dud is Penix Jr. Somebody in my chat called him Panix. But he was 18 for 36, 172, and 2 interceptions. Ouch. Yeah. Losing 30-0 to the Panthers. That's disgusting. Bryce Young and the Panthers. Wow. My other dud, by the way, was Russell Wilson. He was awful. He had the worst QBR, by the way. Penix was right behind him. That's a disaster. I don't know what's going on with the Falcons. You can't lose 30. You can't get shut out. You can't get shut out to the Panthers. It can't happen. That's unreal. Mind-boggling. Next game.
All right, next we got the Chargers and the Broncos. Again, we both covered that one. The Broncos had a really dominant, like I said, 5 minutes of the game in the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, the first few minutes of the third quarter. But like I said, I have no faith in the Broncos. Bad coaching. The Chargers had an off day. Najee even went down. I think Najee looked really good. I feel so bad for him. I love him as a Steeler. A lot of Steelers fans didn't like him. I like Najee myself. Great guy, great player. But he's down. The Chargers, I mean, they really they really handed the Broncos so many opportunities to win. They were off. Herbert was off. I mean, barely over 50% completion, just wildly inaccurate with his throws. But the Chargers came through. And again, I feel like they didn't even have a good performance. So that tells me more about the Broncos than it does the Chargers. So I got that one right, of course. Yep. I'm pretty sure you did as well.
Me too, yep. I went with Herbert over Knicks. The defenses came through. They were giving the quarterbacks hell all day long. A lot of pressure, a bunch of sacks. And I think that was the problem for those guys. The defenses are really good. I think the Chargers defense actually might be a little bit ahead of the Broncos. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But the Chargers seem like a complete team. So watch out for them. But the Broncos losing back-to-back games to a field goal. Moving on.
All right, Seattle hosting New Orleans. I got that one right. Sure, most people did. Blowout. Saints are bad. They're my worst team in the league. And Seattle might be legit. I don't know. I need to see a little bit more. I'm not really a Sam Darnold guy, but back-to-back weeks over 30. This one, again, 44. So they looked really good. Not much really to add there.
Yeah, Seahawks crushed them. I'm still not buying into the Seahawks, just like you're not buying into the Colts for some reason. But, yeah, the Saints are just bottom of the barrel. They are going to cruise easily the first pick. Moving on.
All right, we have the Bears hosting the Cowboys. I got that one right. I know Rhino's a big Cowboys fan based on how he reacted last week. So that's very shocking to see that blue and white should be blue and silver, apparently. But yeah, nope. Bears look good. Cowboys, absolutely trash. So let's keep that in mind, folks. They are bad. Sorry, Rhino. I know your team's 1-2, but you got a lot of stuff to work on. Go ahead, Rhino.
Stop that right now. Cowboys are bad. The Bears, just as bad, but they got the win today with a lot of trick plays. I'm going to give that to the head coach over there, dialing up something good for the Bears. But this is going to be short-lived. They're going to go and be mediocre against the Raiders next week. But, yeah, not much to say about this. These two teams are not playoff teams. They're going to be eliminated very, very soon. But it's interesting to see how the bad teams do when they play against each other. And the Bears smoked them. They smoked them. It's shocking. I feel like Caleb Williams is just like Dak Prescott, but he's outperforming Dak Prescott. So now Dak Prescott is the Caleb Williams. It's
yeah. So and again, I know you're really upset because you're a Cowboys fan now. All right, so Cardinals at the
Stop
Niners.
Stop my tactics.
The Niners.
Go right to the next thing.
The Niners, 3-0. Now again, these two teams I still believe are the two best teams in the NFC West. I understand the Rams, looked really good against the Eagles, but they did blow a 26-7 lead. I don't know. The Cardinals haven't done that. The 49ers haven't done that. And, of course, the Niners squeaking out a win with the backup quarterback. Again, I didn't really envision the Cardinals going on the road to San Francisco and winning. So I understand they didn't look good, but that's a tough place to play in San Francisco with a great defense as well. So yeah, San Francisco winning 16-15. I got that one right. Again, I went 10-5 this week, so far, very good. So I'm pretty happy with that. What you got?
Yeah. I took the Cardinals. It was anybody's game. It came down to the wire, and very disappointing game. So both these teams, to me, are crap at 3-0 and 2-1. So very disappointing, these teams. They are so overrated. I didn't believe in the Niners last year. They lost McCaffrey, and they were like one of the worst teams in the league. So, they lost a couple other players too. But I'm not buying into the Niners at 3-0. I don't see it. Like they don't look good when they win. So I mean, when the Colts win, they look good when they win, as you don't like it. But the Niners, Cardinals,
well, the Cardinals have more wins than all three teams that you played combined. So just keep that in mind going forward. I mean, that's just the differences. If the Colts play the Cardinals, it could be 16-15. Yeah, you have no idea. It's pretty much the same thing. All right, so the final game that happened last night, the Chiefs at the Giants. Again, I believe if the Giants had the kicker the entire game, it really could have went either way. Russ obviously didn't have a good game, but again, I feel like if the kicker were there, we would be seeing a completely different outcome. But lucky Chiefs, they moved to 1-2. I got that one right, of course. Again, I don't know who would have picked the Giants, but we were all rooting for the Giants, but no one would actually pick them. If you did, wow, very interesting. But yeah, no, the Chiefs 1-2, Giants 0-3. What say you?
It was actually 60%, 40% in Chiefs right before the game. People picking the Chiefs. It was only by a little bit over the Giants. I mean, at ESPN it's 90-10 by people that pick on ESPN, but 60-40 Chiefs on TV, which is pretty insane to me. Yeah. But I was rooting for the Giants to win. Scadaboo looked good. Shockingly, I didn't think he was going to do well in the NFL, but he's doing all right. He's doing pretty well. Scadaboom, I was calling him. But
yeah, you were.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, he's bad. He is bad. He's not a bad man. He's just bad. He is bad. The worst QBR in the league this week, and he had the most passing yards, but that's because he played the Cowboys defense. So this Giants team, they didn't get neighbors involved. It was awful. So the Giants are going downhill. We're going to see darts sooner rather than later with the way Russell Wilson's playing. It's not good. It's not good.
The 60-40 poll was probably just New Yorkers that are Giants fans, if I had to guess. All right, well, final game tonight obviously hasn't played yet, but I'm picking the Ravens to defeat the Lions. So that would move me to 11-5 if that were to be the case. So 34-14 looking like that'll be happening at the end of the night. I don't want to gloss over the Lions, but I just feel like the Ravens are just so much better. But I did say, though, I said this on Thursday, that whoever takes a 10, if there's a 10-point lead at any point, I feel like they're going to run away with that. I feel like these are two bullies, but I think the bully that gets bullied even more is going to cave, and it's just going to be, I think it literally could be a blowout if one team gets really far ahead. That's just me.
Yep, I got the Ravens as well. They're better. I wouldn't say they're that much better. I wouldn't say they're leaps and bounds better than the Lions. I still believe in the Lions. They could still win that division. I know you are still on the Packers, but the Ravens should win. I'll be pulling for the Lions, though, because I want them to win the division. I want to see the Packers get the wild card. But Lamar Jackson should be too much of a hater. Let's see if Goff can do something against a different team besides the Bears. But all right, that's that. Close it out there, Delay.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Again, thank you guys for tuning in this morning. Hopefully you guys have a good day at work or whatever you guys got to do. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. Press that like button. Looks like my thumb. And, hey, we're growing, folks. We are a growing pair of channels here, so subscribe. And we'll see you, I guess, whenever we see you. You got to stream. You're doing the football game. He's doing football game. I'm doing some baseball tonight, but, of course, we'll both be probably doing some Thursday night football. We'll see you then.
Rising up. Congratulations, Dr. Delay, on 1K subs. Awesome stuff. Beautiful. I'll be covering the Lions and Ravens game tonight. But closing it out. Don't be a digital zombie. Make sure you guys turn off your phone and turn on the TV. Let's watch some football.